Hi guys, welcome back to another week of Mac Outdoors. Today, Lea and I are going to be sharing with you some of the events at the NRA annual meetings, as well as a couple of products that you're going to love.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Mac Outdoors podcast, where a dynamic mother-daughter duo share their adventures, tips, and advice. I am Mia, and I'll be accompanied by the one and only daughter, Lea. It is time to get to outdoors, hunt, shoot, and spend time with family and friends. Let's get this show on the road.
Hey guys, welcome back to another week with Mia and Lea on Mac Outdoors. This past week, we have been so busy, and both have been on different sides of the world, basically, it feels like.
Yep, so I got to travel to the NRA annual meetings in Atlanta, Georgia, and this year is the first time that I went without Lea because she was on a beach somewhere. Tell everybody where you were, Lea.
I was living it up on the beaches in Cancun, Mexico for a week.
Yeah, so she was down there getting a tan while I was sweating my tail off in Atlanta. It was, I believe, in the 80s, and the humidity was just insane for a girl from Colorado. So that part was really rough. The humidity, it's hard for me to deal with because it makes my hair go crazy. But from what Lea told me, she kind of had a similar problem in Cancun. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I didn't get much accomplished that week, but what is something exciting that you did at NRA?
So the NRA annual meetings are always fun, but it's meetings. So we had a women's meeting, and we're working on a mentor program with the women of the NRA. And then speaking of women, the Women's Leadership Luncheon is always fun, and Lea has had a lot of fun with me at that in the past. Yeah.
Yes.
So she missed out this year, but I actually this year headed to the NRA meetings and volunteered to help at the Shoot Like a Girl trailer. And Karen Butler, who is the CEO and founder of Shoot Like a Girl, invited me to sit with them at their table for the women's luncheon. And it was just a great table. It was a great group of women. We had members of the NRA board. We had NRA certified shooting instructors, the founder of Tata Bang Bang, which sounds kind of crazy, but it's an organization developed by a woman who wants to help breast cancer. It's to fight breast cancer, and she does these shooting events, Lea, with shotgun. So you might think that's pretty cool. They're shotgun shoots, and they're designed to raise money. And she's got these funds set aside to give to hospitals when women's insurance hasn't yet funded. And they can ask for money from Tata Bang Bang, and it'll pay for their treatment and research until the insurance comes through. So it's really cool because it saved a lot of women's lives. So that was pretty neat. And then I also met the new founder or the new owner of Babes, Bullets, and Broadheads. I actually hunted with Babes, Bullets, and Broadheads about 5 or 6 years ago in New Mexico, but now it has a new leader, and I met her. She's going to be doing a women's elk hunt in Colorado in the next year or two, so I'll be helping her design that. No, it's not with Wolf Creek Outfitters, but I'll be helping her create that hunt regardless. And what else do I have to tell you? Oh, I had to do work for both of us, double duty, and Lea is a member of the pro staff for WSI Sports. And I actually saw your leader there, Lea. I saw Priscilla Magana. She came to visit me at the Shoot Like a Girl trailer. And so we got to learn about some new stuff from WSI, but I've been talking plenty. So let's let Lea tell you about the new stuff and other things that she loves from WSI. Yeah, ready, set, go.
I love WSI, and not just because they pay me to say that, but they have really great products. And I actually got a package while I was away, which I was so sad that I couldn't open it. But the products they sent me were the new Hypertech Bamboo. And that is amazing. I've been wearing it the past few days. It was really cool to actually do the research on it. Hypertech Bamboo is eco-friendly. The technology allows you to stay active, but also keeps you cool. It wicks away moisture, which is really nice. But it can keep you warm as well.
Oh, I could have used that in Atlanta.
The really cool thing about this is since it's bamboo, it's a renewable resource, so you're not only staying cool or warm, but you're also helping the environment. And of course, it is proudly made in the USA.
That's awesome, Leah. And you talking about cool and warm makes me think of that trip to Russia with Sako and Beretta. I took some WSI with me that I had received from a PR company to demo a couple years ago, but I love the stuff, and obviously I've taken it all around the world. So tell us more about the heater gear.
The heater gear is amazing. I know I took it on my elk hunt, and you never really sweat or get cold. Like most shirts you sweat in, then you get cold.
Right.
But that one, it is almost breathable. It can keep you warm, but also cool you off, circulate air through so you're not freezing or dying of heat stroke, which is really nice. And it also wicks away moisture so you don't get cold if you do take off layers and the wind blows. One big thing I love about WSI is they don't just make hunting gear or hunting base layers. They have active wear. They also have regular, just everyday clothes. Like I have tank tops and leggings, which I love, and which they are stylish and still have the heater technology in them, which is so great. They also have socks, which I know my mom would highly recommend.
Yeah, and I love the socks because I have this crazy problem of sweating, and so I sweat and then my feet get cold. But with the heater socks, I don't have that problem because they react with my body and they keep my feet warm. So it's really pretty cool stuff. I love it.
And they also have gloves, which I really love. I wore them when I was trapping this winter, and they're thin, but surprisingly kept my hands really warm. I didn't need big, heavy winter gloves on out there unless it was majorly freezing. But for what I was doing, it was perfect. And they work really well for my competition shooting, as well as the shirt, because I can't wear a big jacket out there when I'm shooting. So that is one big reason why I love it.
And so with this WSI, Leah, why don't you let people know what they can do to order it? Tell them your discount code.
My discount code is LLCO10. And that will give you 10% discount on whatever you want to purchase. And their website is wsisports.com. So be sure to head over there and check out some of the products they offer. I guarantee that you will love them.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing, Leah. And if you want to learn more about them, you can follow them on social media as well, WSI Sport. And you can see Priscilla over there as well. So Leah, I didn't get to walk around a whole lot at the show because I was in meetings and working, and I was helping at Shoot Like a Girl. But I did get to stop and see my friends at Swarovski Optics, and I had to stop by there because they let me borrow the new BTX. And if you haven't seen that, you guys, you really need to check it out. And I highly recommend, if you do check it out, you should get your orders in right away because it's such an amazing eyepiece that it's in very high demand, and I promise it's probably going to be back ordered. But let me tell you a little bit about the BTX. What it is it's a module that attaches to your spotting scope. So if you have a Swarovski objective lens, you can take your angled piece or straight piece off of it and simply attach this double eyepiece. So it's kind of like binoculars, and you just press the button, rotate the other ocular piece off, and attach the BTX. The difference in weight of this dual system is minimal compared to your existing piece. It doesn't even add a whole pound to the overall weight. So if you have that already, it's not going to put a bunch of weight in your pack. And I just fell in love with it the minute that I saw it. And so I had to check it out, and they let me borrow it. As I said, they didn't let me keep it, but I wish they would have. I sent a very sad face when I had to return it, because I told the guys it was kind of like breaking up with your very first boyfriend that you thought you were going to have for the rest of your life. He was the love of your life, and your heart was broken. And I'm putting this back in the box, and I just wanted to cry because I really, really did like it that much. It of course has the Swarovski optics quality. It's just superb craftsmanship in the way it's built. It is water resistant, weather resistant. I have a 65 millimeter objective, so it's compact. It fits in the pack pretty well. And then to add that BTX on the end, it's a 6.9 inch eyepiece. So it's about the size of your binoculars. But when I first looked at it, it has this piece where you put your forehead, and I was like, that's kind of weird. Well, the whole idea is to make it super easy while you're glassing. And you know, Leah, we've glassed for hours on end, and
yes,
you kind of get a headache from like squinting and winking, and your eyes get tired. Well, with that eyepiece and the angle of the BTX, you can just put your head against the headrest from your forehead, and you can just like rest it there and look without having to move your head around or contort it. And it also has an aiming device on there. So that was one of my complaints. I do have an angled piece, but I have to figure out where it's pointed and then look down the angle so you're looking away from what you're trying to see. Well, with the BTX, it has an attached pointing device, so you can point it at what you want to look at and then look through the double lenses, and there it is right there. So that is super cool. And did you get to use it when we had it here, when the kids were using it on range day over Easter? You didn't use it at all?
Because they were all using it.
Oh, well, that's a bummer, because I know that you actually took some pictures of me with it and the kids with it, but you didn't get to use it. Oh, man, what a shame. But anyways, to those of you who are listening, that's kind of how quickly we had to use it. And something that I also was excited about was I have a thing that's called a PA adapter, and it's similar to a phone scope, but it hooks to my phone, and then I can put my phone on my binoculars. Well, I was excited because that piece actually fits on the BTX, and I just thought that was great, because generally when you get a new product, it means you have to buy all new attachments and so forth. But this actually works with the system, and you can use it with the other modular pieces you already have. So it's super cool. And so, as I said, I really think that you should look into it. I'll put some links in the show notes to the WSI. I'll include Leah's discount code for the WSI. I wish that I was on Swarovski's Pro Staff so I could give you a discount code, but I'm not. So I will give you a link to the site. You can get in touch with local retailers, see if they have any deals. But the MSRP on it is $29.88, and I guarantee it's worth every penny. So check that out. And any other exciting things going on, Leah? Any other news? Anything?
Well, before you left, you harvested something very exciting.
Oh my gosh, I forgot. There's been so much going on. So I actually did get my turkey.
Yes. Since we've talked about it so much on so many other episodes, we had to share the news.
Yeah, the conclusion of turkey hunting. I guess that means I kind of need to talk about another set of gear. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Sitka launched their women's line at SHOT Show this year, and I saw it first thing when I walked in the gate at Media Day at the range, or Industry Day at the range, they call it now. But I saw the Sitka women's gear, and any woman who hunts is always looking out for hunting gear because there's not a plethora of it out there. But I was pretty excited to see it, and I was lucky enough that they sent me a set to demo. And I gotta be honest, the first thing I did when I pulled the pants out of the box is I saw they have knee pads. And even Leah, what'd you say when you saw the knee pads?
Why do they have those?
Yeah, so they're noticeable, first off, because they're a gray pattern. They're really a durable, resistant, scratch resistant, skid resistant material on the knees. And I'll actually do a better review on those on my website and on my YouTube later. But because I wasn't planning on talking about them today, so I don't have all the specs right in front of me. But those knee pads, honestly, when I was turkey hunting, if you've turkey hunted, you know that you may end up crawling through brush, stalking, hiding behind logs, crawling. But I was kneeling down and hadn't even thought about it, honestly. But you want to be perfectly still. A lot of people, gosh, we could do a whole episode about this, but a lot of people think they're busted if a turkey comes out and you're in the open. I'll tell you, I was sitting behind a bush one evening and I kneeled down there for almost 2 hours and didn't even realize it. And if you've ever kneeled down in the woods, the first thing you do is your kneecap is on a pebble or stick, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Miss Lea with bad knees, yeah, she knows.
Yeah.
So I didn't even realize it, that I had been kneeling frozen still that long. And I didn't get a tom that night, but later when I did get my tom, I was in the Sitka again, and I'm sitting against a tree. I've got cover on the left, cover on basically on 3 sides, and the only side where there wasn't cover was the direction that the 6 hens came from and the big strutting tom. So the tom's coming in. He's got all these eyeballs ahead of him, and I managed to sit there unseen. When they went into a little swale, I rotated, turned onto my knees again, and got prepared for a shot. Waited for these hens to go by, 6 of them. They were within 5 and 6 yards. All of them managed to go through, and I had to wait. If you're turkey hunting, be patient, because if you wiggle or move and those hens alert, the tom, even though he's actually kind of within range, you don't want him to turn and bolt away, because they actually go pretty fast, don't they, Lea?
Yes.
Yeah.
They cover ground.
Yeah. So when they turn and duck their heads and go, you've kind of lost your chance. So be patient, be still, don't wiggle, don't move, don't sneeze. Don't even let them see your eyes, because they'll notice. But so I waited for all of them to go by, and literally it was 2.5 hours of waiting, not after I rotated, but from the time they came out to rotating and to finally waiting for that last hen to go by, and I finally got my shot and knocked that bird down. So it was pretty cool, and I do have to give the Sitka gear a thumbs up, because it really did help during that hunt.
So how big was your turkey that you got?
The turkey, in Colorado, we have Merriam's, and they're pretty large-bodied birds. It was about 23 pounds, and its beard was 10 inches, and its spurs, how long were the spurs? About 1/2 inch. Spurs are out here, tend to be short in Colorado, and generally beards are shorter. That bird had a pretty long beard for being in Colorado, and I
would imagine it had a longer beard, because we did have a very mild winter this year. So like we said in previous episodes, the turkeys can get the snow clumped up on their beards, and it'll freeze and break off and become shorter. But since it was a mild winter, we didn't have too much snow or anything crazy that their beards survived.
Yeah, we live down in what we call the banana belt, and this year we really got a ton of rain this year.
Yes.
So yeah, I bet that's why he had a big old beard. And on that note, I want to share another thing with you. On Beretta website, I shared, there's several articles about turkey hunting, but I also shared a recipe of what we did with the bird. We did a whole bird recipe, and there's a recipe at Beretta. I'll put links in the show notes for the world's best wild turkey tortilla soup. Yeah?
Yes, it was really good. I was surprised.
Yeah, and actually tonight we had tacos, and Lea, the tacos were made of
turkey.
Yeah. So you can actually drain the tortilla soup and use that meat for taco meat or enchiladas or whatever you'd like. So it's pretty good. Check that out.
Well, I think we have blabbed on long enough, so I think we will conclude this episode. I hope you guys liked everything that we shared, and we will be sure to put all the links to the products that we talked about in the show notes. We hope that you tune in next week. Thanks for listening.